Hey everyone, and welcome back. I know it's been a while since I uploaded a video, and that's because I was working on a big project of mine to share with the community. And finally, the moment some of you were waiting for. Eldergleam v2. Eldergleam will now support both non-CC and CC versions of Skyrim, though the CC version may take a while once again since I have to convert some of the mods to support CC add-ons. And doing so takes a lot of time and effort. Alright, the moment you all were waiting for. After fully converting to 1.5 and overall upgrading Eldergleam, I am proud to say that it's officially out and finished. Big thanks to Althro for entertaining my endless of annoying questions and for making AVO. Since Eldergleam v2 now uses AVO as a base mod list, and another big thanks to everyone in my Discord server who volunteered to help others who had questions installing v1. Without them, I do not think Eldergleam v2 would be finished if I had to answer every single concern at the time. Now, before I tell you what the changes are for v2, let me first introduce what Eldergleam is and what my goals are for it. Eldergleam is a mod list that focuses on being a next-gen game by having 2K to 4K textures. Almost every landscape, cities, and a few others are now parallaxed. I also made sure that the textures for both the interior and exterior are one of the best ones to date. My main goal for Eldergleam is actually to have one of the best quality visual mods as a base mod list for you to either play or easily tweak the mod list to your liking. You want to add Whiterun has walls, for example. No worries, you can easily do that. I also made separators to organize the load order for you to pinpoint where you should place your added mods, or if you want to replace something in the mod list. Of course, you will still need to know some of the basic stuff of modding, such as patches and conflicts. So please do your own research and make sure to read the description of the mods you added. Eldergleam does not only touch ground textures, interiors, or city retextures, but also the environment, using one of my favorite tree mods, Fabled Forests. This gives Skyrim that fantasy feel without too much of a performance loss. Plus, Fabled Forests only replace the vanilla trees. This means that patching when adding different mods won't be that necessary most of the time. And now, walking through the forests or even the marsh region never felt this beautiful. For grass, I use Skull Glendy, which gives that Nordic grass feel, and Cathedral Solstheim grass for grasses on the Solstheim region, both of which I think fits perfectly well with Eldergleam. I did not go too crazy with the grass mods as there are a lot of people who prefer different grass mods for them to use. I have also overhauled Skyrim's NPCs to have better and somewhat lore-friendly visuals. Plus, I added different sets of body types to keep things a little bit more diverse. And of course, you can simply replace the NPCs to your favorite NPC overhaul. Just make sure you know what you are doing. Eldergleam also comes with a lot of character customization options installed for those who love to spend countless of hours just creating their perfect character. And yes, most of the hair now have physics involved. I know I said Eldergleam will focus on visual quality, but how can you call a game next gen when the animations are bad? So, I decided to add some of the best animations we can find on Nexus. From movements, idle animation, third-person combat animation, and much more. You get all of these installed and set up from the get-go. Just a disclaimer here, by saying best, it is very subjective. As we all know, we all have our own preferred look, and I personally think that is what makes the Skyrim modding scene amazing, as we all can tweak everything to our liking. So please bear in mind, you may have different opinions than what I have, and that's totally fine. Just tweak it to something you like. That's the whole point of Eldergleam NG. Other than that, Eldergleam already has the essential mods everyone needs when modding Skyrim. This includes common bug fixes. I did not add any quest mods and any complete overhauls. This is for you to choose whether you want to add different mods to build your perfect Skyrim experience. Now, time for the biggest update I did for Eldergleam. Eldergleam v2. It took longer than I expected, but believe me or not, I spent countless of hours redoing the list. overall making sure everything runs perfectly and beautifully than V1. However, V2 is a bit more heavier compared to V1, as V2 now have grass cache. I still have an average of 55 to 60 FPS, which I think in all honesty, it's all I need. But then again, this will heavily depend on your PC specification. Don't worry though, V2 comes with a performance profile of the list, though the only difference is it does not have any grass cache. I have tried different grass cache settings, but it worsens how the grass distance overall look, and finding that perfect balance of grass density and FPS is difficult. However, you will still get the same quality overall. Like what I just said, you just don't have the grass cache. Okay, so more on the changes. Mods that changes the icon, new main menu that fits the word Eldergleam, and a brand new loading screen mod that I think looks amazing. I have also replaced Skyrim's map with flat world map framework. I know not everyone likes this, and I will probably change it in the near future. For now, it is what it is, and like what I always say, you can change it to something that you prefer. I have replaced the landscape mod as well. We are now using Sky King's latest landscape mod called Fantasia. To be honest, I really love Sky King's newest landscape mod, as it overall enhances not just the ground textures, but even the rocks, caves, mines, and much more. It's basically like an all-in-one overhaul. Though for the snows, I still use Vivid Snow as it blends a lot better with a lot of things. This is a personal choice, and I know not everyone loves that bumpy aesthetic it gives. Just disable Vivid Snow, and Eldergleam will automatically use Fantasia's snow textures if that is what you prefer more, or add your favorite snow texture mod. V2 now also use Enhanced Rocks and Mountains instead of Majestic Mountains. Why, you may ask? Well, if you plan to use Majestic Mountains, it's a lot better if you decide to use the author's landscape mod, Majestic Landscapes, as it will blend a lot better together with Majestic Mountains. However, ERM does not depend on any landscape mod to have a seamless blend. Most of the time, it blends a lot better when using other landscape mods such as Fantasia. Of course, Skyrim being Skyrim, not everything will be perfect, and there will be parts where blending of textures are just bad. In V2, most of the animals that can be found on Skyrim are now diversified. There will be times where you won't see the same color of an animal, plus every fluffable animal are now fluffy. I added in shelf texture mods to give animals a more fur type effect, which I overall think is beautiful. In V2, I have also replaced the dragon textures. We are now using Game of Thrones and House of the Dragons retextures. This overall gives dragons a more intimidating appearance. I know it may not be lore friendly to some, but come on, it's beautiful and makes the dragons a lot more modern looking. I apologize, but I added in diverse dragons into V2. Why, you ask? Well, I wanted to diversify most of the creatures, and that includes dragons. With diverse dragons, you won't see the same dragon all the time, in terms of ability, skin color, and a few more. Don't worry, most of the popular dragon overhaul mods works really well with diverse dragons. So I don't think you'll have much of a problem when adding your own dragon overhaul mods. In V2, I have also enhanced the world with a more dynamic element to it. For example, firewoods being a lot more dynamic. Firewoods will have variety of firewood stacks that you can find around Skyrim. No longer you'll see the same amount of firewoods every time. I've also added mods that diversifies candles, fish racks, foods, and even fences. Most static items in-game will now enable you to interact with them. I also added in some quality of life mods. That adds a small detail to the game, but I personally think it overall enhances the gameplay experience, such being able to see the contents inside a wardrobe, bookshelves, or even treasures in a dungeon chest. V2 now also have both community shaders and ENB in one profile, plus a performance profile that you can easily switch to. I have also added in 6 different popular ENBs for you to choose from. You can easily switch between ENBs and works mid-game. Same goes with 3 new community shader reshade presets, and 1 universal reshade that adds in somewhat vanilla HDR aesthetic. And that's about it. Eldergleam V2 is one of the longest and biggest project from me to share with everyone in the community. This was truly the most time-consuming project so far. It made me appreciate even more the hard work other modlist authors have gone through just to let everyone try their list. It's not easy to make a mod list, and just imagine how hard it is to make a mod list such as Nolvus, Vagabond, Windenique, Living Skyrim, AVO, and a lot more. So please remember, everyone has their own preferences on what they like and don't like. So be respectful to everyone and just have a positive mindset. So yeah, by the time this video comes out, Eldergleam V2 has already been published. So what are you waiting for? Time for another amazing Skyrim adventure. I just want to mention that I do not earn anything making the list, aside from those people who donate through memberships or one-time donations. Which is why I am truly thankful for the support given by everyone. This includes you, who can support me completely free by watching my videos without adblock. Thank you so much for all your support, and I hope to see you in my next video. Stay safe as always, and happy modding!